we're going to do. So, Impressions Abloom is what we're doing. Let me get me little and this big. I would have not gotten a new phone if I'd have known it was going to cause this much trouble. Oh. So, and then these are the dies. They are very fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with the card that we made at the conference. Let me grab my in colors. Use some of these. All right. I have stuff stacking up. All right, the in colors are Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Secret Sea, a returning Strawberry Slush. Let me grab the ink. This is the cloud cover. If you are a demonstrator, you can get this. This ink and the foam pad is not working well together. So demonstrators are allowed to get it. And when it's sold out, it's sold out because it's not matching. And you know how Stampin' Up is with the coordinating. So you can get this if you're a demonstrator. If you're not a demonstrator, you can use the markers, or you can use, you can ask a demonstrator to help you with. Actually, no, that's not even true. You can get some of the little ink pads and get the re-inker and make your own. So that's a workaround. All right. First up, we're going to start with a cute, simple card. Like I said, this one we did at the conference. Sorry about that. My new grandson is adorable. I got to go see him yesterday again. His mama wasn't feeling very good afterwards because she ended up with an infection. TMI, I know. So it took a while. They're still trying to get on their feet, so it was slow going. But all is well. And my little granddaughter turned 3. So we had a little party for her, and then the next day she became a big sister. So that was fun. I am just taking up some of these pretty flowers and the leaf. And we'll do this one. And what else do I need? Oh, I need these. I need some of my smaller ones again. All right. I'll set that aside, and I need to grab some of my smaller. Got some pieces cut out for us already. It's hard to remember how little the babies were until you see a newborn again. Because he was bigger than his daddy when he was born. But I still can't remember his dad being that little. All right, we are ready to stamp. Yeah, I'm going to have to play with this setup. We're going to go vertically. And Nothing really special about this part. This is my old pad. Like I said, this is returning, so this is my old one. Now I'm going to stamp off. Actually, I'm going to do one not stamped off. And then I'll do another one. You know what? I don't like that as well. I'll already turned over. All right, I'm stamping it off. And I'm going to do another one smaller, or two. And what color? I think I'm going to do Timid Tiger. Another in color, new in color. And I'm stamping that one off. And I will use the Darling Duckling also. Yes, they are. They're so innocent. They can't do anything for themselves, not even hold their heads up. All right, I need to clean this one off. If you're a part of Stampin' Cross Country, I did send an email today with a suggested supply list. So look for that and start gathering supplies. We're going to stop there. All right, now I'm going to use this to do some centers. There we go. Then I'm going to use the Timid Tiger again and do a yellow one here. Yeah, to do the center of the yellow one. Okay, now we're going to move on to some Granny Apple Green. Right. I'm going to tap these off too, just so I don't get anything that's too bright. I'm going to use a paper to keep it out of the flower. There we go. And I'll just make another one down here. Oh, I think I'm done with that one. All right, now we'll do some leaves. And I have a sample that we did at conference to share with you at this one. I might have shared it before. Oh, that one didn't go very well. Oh, wouldn't be able to match that up twice. I got lucky. All right. Here we go. Set the ink aside. Now the fun part of this card, I mean, it's all fun, right? Is we're going to cut this apart. So you need to kind of look and see where you can cut. I think I can get a cut right there without doing too many things to the flowers. All right, so we have that. And then you could, and this was the directions that were given, make a cut going that way. Well, I did my own thing, which is par for the course. And I cut my two pieces separately. Let me see here. I need to cut at the top. All right. I am using strawberry slush. Now we're going to glue it back on. We're going to glue it on. We're going to leave the border and add it in there. Not the side that I made a mistake on. Hi, Anna. How are you? Hi, Nancy. Hi, Shirley. I guess I already said, Nancy and I've been talking. Thanks for showing up. Still not happy with my audio, but I thought I'd give it a try. I will keep working on it. Like I said earlier, I would not have gotten a new phone had I known it was going to do this. This is my second microphone, and it's still not doing what I want it to. But it might go back also. I'm trying to give it the normal border, and it's going to put a crack in our picture. I just thought it was kind of a fun card. Well, that one was going to go on backwards or upside down or something. I think my one at the conference turned out a little better, but that's all right. So there we have that. Now, as much as I like this stamp set, the sentiments are rather limited. So most of what we're saying tonight is thank you, which is fine. I'm going to pull in some memento. We're going to do thanks so very much. Let me see. Actually, I'm just going to go across. Load 2 stamps on the same block. We'll test it out. I've already used this one, but God, I tested it out. All right. My lid. And let me grab a quick punch. And my simple card is almost done using some of the in colors. We are still farming, still seeding, and praying for rain. So if you have extra rain, send it our way. I'll leave it. And then I'm going to use these fun in color 25 through 27 in color flat pearls. And I'm going to add some strawberry slush. Oops. Very bright and sparkly. So let me show you the one I did at the conference. So here they are side by side. All right, that's card number 1. I don't know if I like this as much as I like that. I have to chop it up. Oh yes, send it our way, please. Please, 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 Anna. I'm glad you got a little rain. It's such a simple layout, but you can do it so many different ways. This one you can tell I didn't stamp off, but the pink ink pad that we had at the conference, or the strawberry slush, was just a little bit better than mine. So I don't know if I like this. How committed is it? Maybe if I moved it up. Or maybe I'll do it a different way. I don't like it, so we're gonna fix it. Thank you so much for your patience with all this audio stuff and watching reruns. That's all right. Reruns are good. But it was getting a little annoying on my end, so I can't imagine it wasn't getting a little annoying on your end. It just needed a little more oomph, so we're going to oomph it. There, I'm going to like that so much better. How to find the end of the tearing tape. So what have you all been doing for the last few weeks? You know me, I've had a new grandson. We're still seeding. I got a new haircut. Um, Celebrated my granddaughter's 3rd birthday. So how are all of you? Been working on Stampin' Cross Country, breaking in the new people. I got a box of new stuff that arrived today. Some of it was for Stampin' Cross Country. There, that looks better. Working on Mother's Day cards. These would make very pretty Mother's Day cards, I think. All right, now we might have to move this dot. But I like that better. So there you have it. And then I do have a second paper to and no, I did not stamp off that time, and that's okay. It's on the inside. Wow, I matched those up very well. I'm surprised. And this can just be the inside of the card. Oh, yes, graduation cards. I have a couple left over from last year, but I seem to have a lot of graduation announcements up on my cupboard. All right, so that's the inside of this one. Oh, I also hosted the blood drive again. So this could be for the credit union that provided the meal for all the donors. All right, card number 1 is done. I have bits and pieces of card number 2 done. All right, 2 different options. All right, I'm going to put these right there, and I'm going to know where they are. You know what? Now I'm saving this. I was going to do the next one. This one, if you are a member of my newsletter, I think this is the tutorial, similar to the tutorial I gave you last time. But maybe it isn't. Balmy Blue, 8.5 by 5.5. Set it aside. This is 4 by 5.25. And we're going to use the corrugated embossing folder. Love this one. And I also love the soft wave. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to emboss both of these pieces of paper. Whew. Actually, I need to put those aside and get out the extra plate. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one horizontal. I was thinking vertical, but I'm doing it horizontal. It's going to look different, so it won't be exactly like the tutorial, right? Hi, Debbie. How are you? How are you feeling after your surgery or whatever? I haven't seen any fork to field updates, so I figured you were still in recouping. All right, when you put this in, you want one of these hills. So I know I'm going to cut this smaller, but I wanted to get a hill, right? This is the Soft Waves embossing folder. There we go. I think we're done with that. We will need this out later, I think. Oh, I was so sad the other day. I was working on some things for Stampin' Cross Country, and we're using the Sunrise Sailing set, and my folder got stuck in the machine and it kind of cracked it. So I need to contact Stampin' Up and see if there's any way I can just buy the folder. All right, so now we have these pieces. So we're creating the background. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on here. And actually, I'm going to use tape on this. Maybe I'm not. Oh, I am not. That's not what's supposed to happen. So back to plan A. And well, it's kind of funky. It's kind of fun going across it. All right, and this goes on with the regular border. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing well, Debbie. You got to ditch the walker. Oh, I'll have to go check it out, Nancy. That's good news. She said that she thought she saw the folder by itself. So that's excellent news. All right, now with your snips, we're gonna make a mount. We're gonna make a hill. We're gonna follow the ridge. Kind of make some grass. Yeah, we're gonna go this way. All right, now I'm gonna do tear and tape with this because I'm only gonna go along the bottom. And we're playing where's the tear and tape end again. This piece was 5 1/4 width, and then I made it a little taller also. I didn't cut it the correct length, so there we go. Okay, we're gonna put this down. Now, because it's only attached to the bottom, we'll be able to tuck things into it. And this is the time you can kind of fix. I just need a smidgen haircut. You can kind of fix your border if it's off. There we go. All right, now let me show you what I have. They have the most fun dies. There's stems and flowers and leaves. So I cut a whole bunch out, and we're just going to build a little bouquet. We're going to start with this flowers. Let me show you what I have. So I'm saving that one. That one we could use. That one and that one. All right. Get my motivation here. So this one goes on here. I find that glue dots are the easiest to put these together with. So I like cutting my glue dots. Ugh, got a chunk of adhesive on the end of that. All right, I like cutting my glue dots in half sometimes. And then wadding it up. Put it on the end of this flower. And poke this on. You could also use this set with the adhesive sheets. And then I'm going to put a smaller one on that one. Doing the same thing, using the other half of the glue dot. All right. Put that one. See how you just tuck it underneath there? I'm going to give it a little haircut. And then it can just get tucked. All right, let's build the next one. This one we're going to cheat. I'm going to cut the top leaf off. Just going to put this just like that. I got to figure out my cameras too, because this camera is making it look a lot further away than it really is. All right, so with that being said, I can just add a glue dot here. And put it there. And then we have a stem for the flower. And like I said, this just to me speaks glue dots. Just belong good here and there. All right, and then this one can go probably over here. And I have a stem, or I could make another one. Let me see. I have these. Could just use the yellow. I'll use the yellow. I have a yellow one here. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before. I'm going to whack that part off. Very graphic. Just whack stuff off. And again, with the glue dot. And we're going to put this one on here. And we have that flower. Now, I think got to arrange our bouquet now. This one's taller, so I think I might put it on the bottom of the hill. We could even have one come on the outside. Or maybe we need that one in the center. I don't know. We'll have that one on the outside. All right. This is where we use some dimensionals. Oh no, Anna. I'm sorry you threw it in the garbage. Oh, that's frustrating. Actually, I'm not going to put that one down there. All right, that one will only need two. Rearranging again. All right. There we go. And this one can be in the middle because it's a bigger flower. I'm just using mini dimensionals. And this one might be on the outside of the hill. There we go. And then these. This would make a very fun Mother's Day card or birthday card or anyone who needs a bouquet. All right, now we're going to grab some leaves. These are all done with those dies I showed you. I just decided to make it go a little quicker, especially if my audio wasn't working very well. Is it horrible or is it livable? I still am going to work on it, but all right. Now I have tons of little flowers. I was going to put some on. Back to, actually, I'm going to go with the glue. On second thought, I'm going to wait. So I have a tag. This is from the Stylish Shapes. And like I said, this stamp set is mostly thank yous. So we're going to just say thanks. I try to keep within the stamp set if I can for the whole class. That way, if you want to duplicate it, you only have to get one stamp set. But you can always do others. There we go. Now I'll know where to put the flowers. There's my big dimensionals. Now you'll notice it when you see my other card that I used the bees. But I am currently out of bees. So this garden is going to get butterflies. So we're just going to put some more glue dots. And then with my take your pick tool and the putty end, pick up my flowers. And I know you're surprised because I did have my embellishments picked out. I think it's just a bright cherry card. So it's kind of like the one I did for my tutorial, but it's not exactly. So my tutorial is still exclusive. All right, got that out of the road. I'm gonna grab a few butterflies. Too small. There you have that one. Might have to tack that one down. That's just a fun card. I just fell in love with that set for this reason. It's just a overall good set. Sometimes I tell myself I don't need another flower set, but I enjoy it. So this is the one that I did with you tonight, of course, and then this is the one that I did as a tutorial. So similar yet different. I am behind, but with a $40 order, I will send you the card kits. I am still trying to play catch up from farming and baby and everything. So I will get them to you. I have not forgotten you. So there's those two. And that's the difference of the bees and the butterflies. But just fun cards. All right, that one's going to need A little TLC. We need to find a TLC corner for it. And I'll just let it dry, it'll be fine. Okay. My last card, I don't have an extra sample. So, Daffodil Delight. And what I wanted to share with you this time, let me set this aside. Nancy says it's livable, but she can hear an echo on and off. Yes, I'm glad it's livable. It's better than nothing. It's better than me not being here with you. Okay, so look at this. This is all the papers. They do this paper with all the colors. This is the first time they've ever displayed them all. So I have the Brights, and they're just great papers for just they match all the colors. So there's one for Brights, one for Subtles. And they're just fun packs to have around. So this is in the Brights, and I'm using the Daffodil Delight piece. I love these stripes. There's 4 different patterns on them. So that's where we're getting that. So we have 8.5 by 5.5. No fun folds tonight. And that's what we're going to do with those. So let me see. I hear my husband came home, so I hope my internet doesn't tank. All right, so this is just 5 1/4 by 4. This is 3 3/4 by 5. Hey, there's also a join special they just started. If you are interested in getting a better discount than just the rewards program, you can sign up and become a demonstrator. All right, got that done. Now, if you look at this fun set of dies, I already showed you most of them, but these are also fun. This creates a border. It also creates the inside of the border, like so. But it's just a really narrow border. I can't decide if it's worth trying to do it with adhesive sheet or not. We'll find out. So I made a white one. So this is the large one. Let me try that again. This is the large one. And then this is the center of this one. So we're going to use this. Put the rest of these away. So that's what these dies are for when you see them in the directions. Maybe not. All right. So we're going to make some background stamps. Do this one. Oh, I forgot to get the Daffodil Delight. We'll have to do that. I could use the Darling Duckling, but I use the Brights paper, so I want to stick with the matchy color. All right. I'm going to stamp a couple flowers. And I'm going to use crumb cake. For the centerpiece. Debbie asked if we're done with planting. We are not done with seeding planting. We should be done this week. It usually doesn't go quite this fast. Besides the breakdowns, we've had 0 rain, so it's also going to make harvest fun because there won't be much for breaks. So, praying for moisture here. Per usual, we're usually praying for moisture. All right, now I'm going to bring in some of these. And oh. Can't decide if I want Darling Duckling. I guess I'll use Darling Duckling. Okay. And again, I think they go together really well with glue dots. Debbie, do you guys plant mostly wheat over there, or what do you usually plant? Debbie's in central North Dakota. She's my neighbor. All right. Now I need a stamp, again, that says thanks. All right. Let's pull all this together. Wheat, soy, corn, beans, and sunflowers. I wish my neighbor would plant a field of sunflowers. We don't have any of our crops near us, but the neighbors could plant some sunflowers. I don't think we have much soy here, but we do have wheat. Not a lot of corn. Peas, some millet. barley, flax, lentils. My son's got some alfalfa planted this year. They have horses though, so alfalfa's for the horses. All right. Now we're going to put this, and it's going to be flat on our card because we're going to try to add that pretty border around it. Oh, my table's creaking. All right, we're going to try a new trick that I learned with this glue. I'm going to make a puddle. And then this is a brush. And we're just going to tap around it. And this is a silicone mat, so this will come right off. All right, now that I have some glue on it, oh, as I've used it before like that. I haven't seen any official Stampin' Up way to get this on. But it fits just around the edge. And then I just have to wash this. Pretty slick. And I need to wash that too. All right, there we have that. And I think I'm going to grab those same that we used on the first one. And I think we'll stick with the strawberry slush. I was thrilled when I saw the strawberry slush come back. It was a color I really liked. So there's card number 3. Thank you. So the cards tonight, if you want the card kits, let me show you all of them. There we go. I let it dry and then it just goes right together. So there's those two. Try to use some of the new colors. Gotta figure out my new camera, my new phone, my new audio and everything. So yeah, I don't know what's over here that's making it shadowy. All right. Well, thank you for bearing with me and welcoming me back. And I will see you on Tuesday with a mystery stamping. Yes, have a happy Mother's Day to all you out there in any kind of maternal roles. So, have a great evening and a great weekend. Thanks for crafting with me. Thank you.